These are the shows that Cody hates.
Yeah.
It's bullshit that we're sitting here talking about this.
Uh-oh.
It's absolute bullshit that we're sitting here
geez.
talking this. I can't wait for Tuesday to pass. I can't wait. I can't do this anymore.
We have a few more trade stock up, trade stock down tweets.
No, I don't think Cody's up for it this year.
Every time I send the stock up, stock down tweets, I die a little bit inside. It's so ridiculous that we're sitting here talking about selling in year 4 of this freaking era that I was told was not a rebuild to begin with. It's so dumb, man. I'm sorry that like the energy has been down for me today, but like I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, dude. We're talking about trading guys that like Mark Leiter Jr. You literally made him yourself. You literally made him yourself, and we're gonna send him off because we suck. Because we suck. You getting Mike Tauchman's gonna go to the Yankees or whatever, and he's gonna do things that he probably did last year and like the beginning part of this year. He's gonna go and do that, and we're gonna be sitting here and we're gonna be like, wow, we couldn't win with that guy. Neris gonna go somewhere and he's not gonna be a closer. He'll probably be pitching meaningful playoff postseason innings. It's a joke, man. It's a joke. We're going to trade Nico to the Dodgers, and his value is going to show even more because he's not going to be relied upon to, like, be this whatever the Cubs envisioned him to be. Like, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm just sick and tired, man. It's bullshit.
That wasn't long enough. I needed
No,
more.
but you can't label what he's feeling, what Cody's feeling. The Cubs are no longer the lovable losers. There's nothing lovable about being losers anymore. You won the World Series. You hit 3 straight NLCS. And since then, it's been...
You created the expectations.
Yeah.
Since the moment we launched, I was already like in this, like, I accepted what happened at the trade deadline of 2021 and like going into 2021, knowing that like they were going to definitely be entering a rebuild of some sorts. I had accepted that. But like, this is the first year since I would probably say 2020 where like I'm in, and that was a 60-game season. So I call it 2019 where there's some actual real expectations. We're sitting here talking about selling. We're sitting here talking about trading a guy that you just signed a year and a half ago, 2 years, whatever, that is giving you a really great season. We're sitting here talking about trading your second baseman that just won a Gold Glove award. We're talking about even trading your ace that you actually developed.
Yeah, but that's not like real talk, you know. Like
people were talking about.
It's just random speculation.
And I don't.
What you could get for it.
I know.
I don't like listen to that because it's not.
And I don't think they're going to trade Steele. But the fact that it's in conversation.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like it's so frustrating, man. Why can't it just be? This team needs this guy or this piece to like maybe get themselves over the top. Like it's just. I'm so tired of talking about selling. I'm so tired of it.
That a lot in 22. So for like basically the entire time we launched.
It's literally all we've done on this podcast
like
since
April
we launched,
12th,
other than some brief, unrealistic hope that we all had.
Last July.
Yeah.
And for years and years, I have used prospects and all of that to have some sort of optimistic outlook. And I can confidently sit here and tell you all that I am so tired of waiting and being patient about all of that. And that's nothing against them. They're trying to make careers for themselves. Like that's nothing against them, man. It's two separate things. I'm tired of waiting, man. I'm tired of waiting. I know it sounds really dumb of me to say because this is a Cubs podcast, and for most of my life they've just sucked.
You've waited.
Okay? I get that. But at the same time, dude, like they set a standard in 2016. And again, I was patient. I wasn't Godfather in our YouTube chat in 2022, yelling about ownership, yelling about Jed, all these things. I was patient. I've done my part as a fan. We're sitting here talking about selling. I might as well be Allen Iverson with the practice rant right now. We're sitting, instead of practice, we're talking about selling. We
ain't talking about the playoffs.
We're talking about selling.
Well,
it's a joke, bro. It's a joke.
Your frustration's warranted, though. You know, it's warranted because You paid a manager $8 million, and you were a better team last year, and you're in last place. Going into August, I mean, that's unacceptable.
You know what it'd be more
absolutely.
You know what it'd be more interesting right now than the baseball that we've watched this season and last season would be a Hard Knocks starting today, an off-season Hard Knocks on the Cubs, following whoever's in charge every day. I want the behind the scenes. I don't think they'd ever do it. The Giants look stupid for doing it, but like I want the behind the scenes of what conversations are being had, so we really can have informed conversation about this was a bad move, this was available, they didn't do this, and I don't think we'll ever get it. Theo was about as honest as you could be in that. Not that Jed isn't, but I think there's a lot of operating in silence that he likes to do.
I think he wears things a little more close to the vest than what Theo did.
Once we get past Tuesday, once the deadline is over on Tuesday, I will be back to my normal self of just ready to watch the rest of the season.
Still got 2 months.
And whatever happens.
Only 5 games out of the wild card.
Whatever happens will happen. But like the whole thing to me is just it's an absolute joke that we're sitting here doing this.
No, and it's like I said the other day, like the Cubs have put themselves in a position, and that, obviously it goes to Jed, the roster he built, it goes to the players and what they've done, and even some of the coaching staff. I don't put a lot of the blame on Craig Counsell. I think he's done a fine job with what he's got. Just the players haven't played well. But regardless, the Cubs have put themselves in the position they're at, where the front office isn't going to go get rental pieces to help this team make a playoff push. They may not keep a lot of their pieces to help this team make a playoff push. Relievers, I think, are chief among that group. But they're going to have most of the same everyday lineup. They're going to have most of the same players. Starting pitching, I think, is going to look roughly the same. They have 2 months, and I'm not saying I expect them to make the playoffs. I'm not even saying this team looks like a playoff team right now. But they'll have 2 months. They'll have like 54 games or something like that, whatever it is, after the trade deadline. Or if they want to prove Jed wrong, if they want to prove all of us sitting here wrong, if they want to prove us wrong and say they should have invested in the team and it's too quick to give up on the season, like, it's up to them at this point. It's up to them. It's not up to you being happy Cody or us saying like giving the like, oh, like we really believe in this. Like whatever that is, it's up to the players to go out and play the last 54 games after the trade deadline and make the push themselves, because they're not getting any outside additions in to reinforce the team. Like they have themselves and what they're gonna do. So I don't expect them to quit on the season, especially considering the wild card's still just very up in the air with 2 months to go. I don't expect Craig Counsell to like just start playing all the rookies all the time. I don't expect the guys in the lineup to quit. Yeah. But it's going to be on them. They have no outside help coming unless some prospects come up and can contribute. Yeah. Outside of that, it's on them to go out and prove those guys wrong. There's no other option at this point besides the team just playing better, because they don't have anyone coming to help.
And I agree.
We all silly like the mayor.